Hello, hello. Welcome to a video where I talk about the draft league matchup that I'm about to have. So today, or whenever, okay, this is gonna be a bit impromptu. So I'll be playing Cam this week, or I'm not sure when I'm uploading it, but this Friday, I guess, or the Friday that has already happened. So basically, we'll just be going over what I expect to see from him and what I kind of think is like I have to do to get ahead. I will say the matchup is not really in my favor, just from a glance. Wait, I'll drag over kind of what the teams look like at the moment. So let's go over here first. So here we're going to do week one matches for the draft league, and as we scroll down, here's what it looks like. As you might notice, I have an abundance of Pokemon that, at a glance, they don't like Infernape, they don't like Garchomp, they don't like Mienshao, they don't like. There's a lot of things the team doesn't like. You know, we have a lot of fighting weaknesses, flying weaknesses, even. Um, yeah, jeez, ground weaknesses. Infernape covers a lot, and then Goldengo is also just really nasty on top of that. I do have two resists, but it's no, sorry, three resists, but the resists don't like a lot of the other things that are on the team, and that makes it kind of really challenging for me to play into this. The other thing is, I guess we'll move back here. Dismiss is that his team is pretty fast. So sorry, going back here, it's pretty fast across the board. Garchomp, like, okay, it's basically 5 out of 8 of his choices are above base 100, which means, yeah, if you look at my team, there's only one that's above base 100. It's kind of bleak in terms of like playing the speed game. So now we'll talk a bit about what I'm kind of expecting and what's going to be happening. So on the thing about mentioning that he's fast, there are ways I can catch up to it, and at a glance, that would be through Zoroark and Grimmsnarl. Um, but there isn't really a guarantee that it'll work out. So let's start with his mons before we go into that. I kind of expect the ones that I do really expect to see coming in is Garchomp, Arnjugulis, Goldengo, and Infernape. These are without a doubt coming. They are all really good into my team, and yeah, they'll always just make an impact in the matchup. Whereas Mienshao, it's probably debatable. Um, but I don't expect to see Mienshao just because Infernape provides that coverage. Then I kind of expect to see Charge Bug because that's really nice to go with Goldengo and Orange but I don't think it'll be too impactful in the matchup, but I do expect it to just show up anyway. Oh, not to mention it also does damage and has speed control. Gyarados, I do expect to see coming because it provides really good defensive coverage and intimidate into a team that is otherwise full of physical mons that can ruin, ruin his day. So these two are maybes, but it's a strong maybe just because they are really good into the match, but kind of debatable, I guess. What I expect to see coming out of this team, so I didn't really set up a lot of these mons. A lot of these mons can be whatever, like Garchomp can be Life Orb with Clear Amulet or even Choice Band. Goldengo could be Life Orb with Choice Specs or Metal Coat. Infernape's probably Focus Sash. Gyarados, I don't know what Gyarados is doing, I'm going to be real. Charge Bug's just going to be Eviolite. The Iron Juggless is what makes this really difficult to actually play into the speed control. Or more importantly, both Iron Juggless and Goldengo. So I'd imagine in a good chunk of his games, Iron Juggless is going to be a lead. If not, it'll be with Infernape, or it'll be some combination of Juggless, Goldengo, and Infernape. With Juggless, the speed control aspect that's going to be difficult is it is very much going to be Cobra Cloak. I find it difficult to think otherwise. There is a possibility he might think otherwise to put in Clear Amulet, but that gives me a chance to like click Fake Out, which he may expect to come out with Grimmsnarl that he's expecting to come. So it's more likely that Cobra Cloak is going to show up so that I can't Icy Wind him. I can't Scary Face him either or Thunder Wave him with Grimmsnarl. And that's going to be the same for Goldengo because it's good as broken. I'm gold. Good as broke. I can't speed control Goldengo, so if Tailwind goes up and Goldengo just all over my team, I can't do shit. Yeah, it's kind of the few challenges that I am going to be putting up here. Oh, and yeah, that's what I expect from him. So I've kind of figured out what am I gonna run? How am I gonna get around this problem? And as you can see, my 6 are down here. I'll just be going over each one of them. kind of realized it's going to be a fast one. All right, so from the top, we got Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl. Hey, everybody thinks he's going to set up defense. He's going to put up walls, parting shot, thunder wave. Not jokes on him. Max attack, sucker punch, spirit break. Um, Basically, Grimmsnarl is great in that sense where it does put on pressure against the Gholdengo, which thankfully cannot Terra. And that's really good. So that means even though Gholdengo should be threatening Grimmsnarl, not Sucker Punch will pick it up. Spirit Break's a really good addition here as well, because that will allow Grimmsnarl to basically OHKO Iron Jugulis and can threaten Garchomp for big damage. As you can see here, I've also put more into the physical bulk, because I expect that the special attackers aren't really going to go into it too much, whereas I would be more worried about Garchomp and Infernape smacking it. Scary Face, like I said, it's not going to do much to Iron Jugulis and Gholdengo, but it's more for those other mons and can be situationally useful. I definitely expect this mon to be something I'm almost guaranteed to bring into the entire set, no matter what he brings. Moving on, we got Zoroark. He's here to troll. Okay, he's doing a little more than trolling. There's a few things. Obviously, one thing is that it causes this emotional situation where you never know what's going to be what, and obviously Zoroark can threaten with big bomb moves, especially in a closed team sheet scenario where it's possibly choice specs. And that would be really dumb if it was choice specs, but it could threaten with choice specs, or it could be Scarf and do something that you into, like Shadow Balling the old Dango and whatnot, or whatever. I've kind of decided on Scarf. I did say Ice Wind's not a good speed control, but hey, it gets Scary Face. And that's what we want. So Scary Face actually, with Grimmsnarl into Iron Jugulis, actually picks it up and stops Tailwind from coming up as well. But also has that added benefit. Of course, Gholdengo is being threatened by Grimmsnarl. Cam might be inclined to click Protect when there's a Grimmsnarl in the field, and maybe a potential second Dark type in Hammerot. Yeah, so it does offer that really nice pressure, and then not to mention that into Garchomp, Icy Wind just does a fat chunk into it, even if it's going to go down in one hit. So that's Zoroark. Moving down, we have Kawu. At a glance, Kawu seems really bad. I already mentioned there's just a lot of things that go into it, even Garchomp actually. So even with this defensive set, Garchomp still does over 50% to Kawu, which is ridiculous, with a Jolly 252. Of course, it can't do anything to Gholdengo. Iron Jugulis just air slashes it to death. But hear me out. If Iron Jugulis and Gholdengo can be removed from the field, Kawu can actually close the game, and that's what I like about having it here. It just has that Draco Meteor, which almost KOs Garchomp 100% of the time. Against Infernape and Gyarados, what are they going to do to it? I can set up Iron Defense, and they'll be crying afterwards. Sure, Infernape has close combat. I click Protect. Leftovers, Iron Defense Recovery. Bulletproof is just kind of nice to have. And yeah, that's Kawu there. It just gives me a nice way to close out the games. Moving down, we have Hammerot. There's not a lot to say about it. He's kind of bulky. He takes hits, especially really good for shutting down Gholdengo and forcing the Infernape to come out. Actually does quite a decent damage, like decent amount of damage to everything on Cam's team, like over 50%. Yeah, all the time actually. And then Aqua Jet is also just really good against Infernape. I expected to hit back with Mach Punch. I should check that calc after this, but yeah, no, it definitely gives me a way to trade into that. So not too much to go over here. Breloom. No, I didn't really have anything planned for him. It was that or Brute Bonnet. Both have Spore. One of them has Redirection, would be really good with Kawu, but nah, Breloom. No, I wanted Breloom because Mach Punch does a lot of damage, especially Technician from Breloom's fat 130 attack stat. Bullet Seed can be really good if I do manage to get speed control. Like, even if it's just 2 hits, that's basically a base 75 power grass move coming off, again, from Breloom's fat attack stat. Spore is also very scary, and Breloom's also just a very scary mon in general. Mentally, anyway. If you know what's doing, maybe it's not too bad. Alright, lucky last, we have Extra Drill. Extra ugh. This is, so like I said, it is kind of an uphill match, and Extra Gel just kind of seems to be the best fit for the last slot. It is, with this set specifically, it does well into Iron Jugulis, Goldingo, and that's kind of where the benefits end. If I can get a Rapid Spin, which it's there for setup, Megasili gets the plus speed. The Assault Vest lets it take a double up from Iron Jugulis and Goldingo, even if it specs, and Horsepower can actually just Oko right back. And I just realized I missed the joke here. I should have said bullet speed. Oh well. Yeah, no, our extreme, nothing exciting going on there. So it's basically just kind of what's going through my head. Yeah, I thought I'd try one of these. If you enjoy watching it, good for you. Bye.